Hello everyone, welcome to my presentation, Government versus Private. This is Octavio Ramirez. This is for my class NPA 510 History and Theory of Public Administration at CBU for Dr. Sundstrom. First, I'm going to start with the overview. So I'm going to present two different agencies, Department of Public Social Services, AP is the homeless unit with Riverside County, and then Lighthouse Social Services. And I'm also going to talk about their similarities and if they matter. So let's start with the PCS Adult Protective Services, the homeless unit. So the homeless unit, well, this program is funded through tax, by revenues through taxpayers' monies, and it's also therefore it's highly influenced by public opinion. Since since we pay all these taxes, we all have a right to kind of make a decision or criticize our government how they're performing and who are they providing services to. Moving on, this program is also mandated. So it's mandated through the Social Security Act of 1935, where it allowed the states to legislate propositions and implement services for welfare services. Moving on, this government has three core elements, which is policy management. We're going to start with that one. So that one focuses on identifying the needs. Basically, the policy is the identification of needs, analysis of options, selection of programs, and allocation of resources based on the jurisdictions. The policy sets that jurisdiction and where those funds are from and what the agency can and cannot do. Moving on to resource manager, that's another core element. So the resource management, they focus on basic administration, support systems, budgeting, financing, supply, and personnel management. So everything to move those resources around and make the program work in order to provide those services. And then POPs Core, this one I'm also using it with for Lighthouse, but again the government is based on this policy based on the limited resources allocated to this program. They do have to do some planning, they have to organize, they have to staff, they have to direct, they have to coordinate all the services, and they also have to report and budget. Moving on to Lighthouse, this one is an organization or private sector corporation that assists people who don't have housing. So it helps them secure housing, helps people who have substance abuse issues, unstable families, homeless veterans. It helps all these people try to find housing. So one of their source of funding is grants. So they have a grant writer who, writes that grant petition funds for their program. They also have donations, so people can donate if you want to make a difference or a change in society, and you see homeless in your area and you kind of trying to stop. You may want to donate to Lighthouse. And again, this one is just mostly on those. The grants are allocated, but it is government money. But again, it's not highly influenced by public opinion. It is a private sector. So yeah, yes, they do have get grants from our government, but again, they're not highly influenced by public opinion. Okay, so now I'm gonna focus on the similarities. They both follow Gillick's Pops Corp. They both, since they both have a limited resources and a certain amount of personnel, they both have a timeline, or they both have the services to provide. They do have to do some planning, organizing. They have to staff, have the training, the staff trained. They have to direct, coordinate, report, and budget. Also, another similarity, they're both nonprofits, so none of them are going to make a profit out of it. They're just there to deliver those services for kind of the public interest and a better society, not personal interests. Also, they do some service delivery, and those service delivery, they focus on delivering those services to the public. And again, another similarity is the Pendleton Act. I mean, they're both merit-based. They do this staff earn their positions based on merit and knowledge of service on implementation of services. So those one similarities. I don't feel like in these two agencies, I don't feel the similarities really I mean, I do feel they matter because they both have a common purpose. Which is to house this vulnerable individuals, whether it be if you have mental health, substance abuse, you were kicked out, domestic violence, any kind of those things. I mean, their sole main purpose for both agencies is to help these people get housed. Right, here are my references. I do want to thank you very much for taking the time for viewing my presentation, and looking forward to see all of you guys' presentations. You'll have a great weekend.